So one of the things I needed to do is go to learn how to draw with the wonderful John Muir Laws, Jack Laws. I went to some of these classes, and the reason why I actually started doing this was back in 2016, I was very much in despair. The country was very divided, and also there was more racism being very much more overt, and it was ugly. And I decided that I needed to find beauty in the world, and so I needed to go into nature. What an antidote. I took these classes to learn how to nature journal, to learn how to draw, but these are the early drawings, so you can see what happens when you practice. I estimate I've done, I don't know, how many pencil miles, as Jack calls it, like 10,000 pencil miles. So you can see, this is not talent. We're gonna look at practice and learning techniques. So one of the bits of advice was that in order to draw this bird, you have to feel the bird in many different ways. You have to feel the shape of the bird, but also feel like, I took this further because I'm a fiction writer, feel you are the bird, which is what I do with characters. And so these are lessons about negative space, as you can see. 2017 was it's a little bit slow here. I didn't know what
There you go.
So this is after a lot of practice and a lot of patience. I learned to draw, and I was primarily interested in poses that look like the bird the moment before the bird took off. Some more of these birds. There's that baby junco that you saw a photo of. Dark-eyed junco, the parent, and the California towhee, and a fox sparrow, all birds in my yard.
Can I jump in real quick?
Yeah.
A lot of like beginning bird artists that you see will just kind of do the mug shot, side view, side view, side view, side view, side view, which, while challenging, is just a side view. But if you look at Amy's work, she's got like a 3/4 head turned straight on, kind of a little bit sideways. There's a side view, there's one over the back. And you only get that when you have somebody that's actually drawing the birds in the field, like she's doing here. So I just want to mention that. You can tell she's actually seeing the real thing, and she's putting it on paper, and it's fabulous.
Yeah, it's not meant to be a representation of the species, and I know why the guidebooks have that, because they have to show certain field marks. This is what distinguishes this bird from that bird, but I didn't have to do that. I could just fool around and do whatever I wanted with those poses. There's a little lag time on, there we go. So we are going to start with this. Maybe you can explain what spark birds are. Yeah.
Maybe some of you have heard this term, spark bird. It's just, sometimes people don't have a spark bird, but sometimes people will see a bird, and that bird will kind of launch their interest a little bit deeper into the realm of birds. And so, Amy, I think you said you had 2 spark birds, and I'll let her tell you about this hummingbird. But a spark bird is like the bird that you saw. Mine happened to be a cedar waxwing when I was in 6th grade that my brother showed me. But for Amy, it was, I think, this little hummingbird that came and landed on her hand.
The hummingbird, you know, I discovered that they're tiny and we think they're fragile, but they're actually so strong and they're fearless. And this bird, whenever I came out and I was near the feeder, it would come around and buzz around my head with loud wings to let me know it was fierce and could poke my eye out. It would be in front of me and fan its tail and threaten me. It wouldn't really poke my eye out, but it felt very dangerous. And then eventually, it was so brave. When I put a feeder on my hand, it needed to claim that as well. So it ended up landing on my hand. And it just sat there and fed for the longest time. It seemed like an eternity, but it's probably only, I don't know, 20 seconds. And I could see everything on top of the head, and I could talk to it and said, good little bird, brave little bird, and it would look at me and keep drinking. So that was a spark bird. I just fell in love. I thought, these creatures are miraculous. The other bird, it looks like when I first saw it, I thought, oh, this is a cute baby bird. It's all fluffy and it's eating. It looks a little tired, but it's probably been flying a lot. And then it flew to me and landed on me, and I realized, no, there was something wrong with that bird. That bird actually was very sick. There was a salmonellosis outbreak going on among finches, and I came to recognize later this bird had probably about 24 hours to live. There was nothing I could do about it. So I took all the feeders down for a number of months. I thought I'd never do this again. It was just so heartbreaking. But instead, I put them back up eventually, and I decided what I should do. I was so moved by the sanctity of each bird's life that I decided I'd get into conservation.